What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and I am here to talk to you about my 5 takeaways of the match we just saw, the preseason game between Borussia Dortmund and Athletic Bilbao. Now, just to get started, guys, we know that we lost 2-0. It was not a good performance. There's no getting around that, but now I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the 5 takeaways. So let's get into number 1. So takeaway number 1, don't panic. And again, a lot of disheartened credits were coming. And I understand why. I mean, it was not a good game whatsoever, but don't take too much from it. This formation was lined up very awkwardly. There was nothing to do in the midfield. We were getting destroyed in the midfield throughout the match. And it was just frustrating. I mean, it was a game that was just here to learn something. So I don't want anyone to panic and think that we're going to be in trouble because our big hitters were not still in this match, especially in the midfield without Chan, Delaney, Bellingham. Anyone, really. Like, our midfield had absolutely no one. It just had Dahoud having to play as a 6 by himself with no support. We played a 4-2-3-1 in the first half. It got reverted to a 4-3-3. And Dahoud had he had a pretty good game, but he had a lot of defending to do. He didn't play to his strengths. Brandt was kind of quiet. Royce was kind of quiet. But this was just a game to learn stuff. So I don't want anyone to panic that we've lost now to Bochum and we've lost to Athletic Bilbao. The full club wasn't here. People are just getting integrated. It's a preseason match, guys. Do not stress about it. Try to take some positive things and learn from the team going forward. My second takeaway is the formations. And throughout the preseason games we have played right now, it is very, and it might change when Mullen comes here, but it's very apparent to me that we are going to be playing in a 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3-1. I said Marco Rosa's favorite formation is with wingers. I've said this since the very beginning, ever since we announced him to be our manager. He likes playing that formation with Gladbach. It's a formation he's very comfortable playing. We don't have wingers. We don't have natural, real wingers for this year. The only 2 we have is Hazard and Knauf. I like Ansgar. I hope he breaks out this year, but he is very, very young. Very, very inexperienced. And honestly, today was invisible. We need someone else with more experience to give Marco Rosa the opportunity to play the formation he wants. Because today looked uncomfortable. It looked awkward. You forced Royce going up to the wing where he was completely invisible for the first half. And even when he dropped in the midfield in the middle, he was still very quiet in the second half. It was tough to watch. It really was. And we need to get someone with energy, with pace, with dribbling ability to come in. And I don't know who it's going to be or if we're going to be able to pull one off. Now, he may switch into the 2-striker formation once Mullen is signed. I don't know. But right now, it's apparent to me, at least with the front 4 that we've seen, winger formations aren't going to work when you have both Brandt and Royce on the pitch. It's not going to work. We've seen it last year. But is there a lot of question marks about what formations we're going to go through forward? Because right now, it indicates to me it will be winger formations. But it hopefully will potentially change if we don't bring in a winger. Because I don't think it suits his squad right now. Takeaway number 3. Takeaway number 3 is the fringe players. This was an opportunity for them to not only impress, but also potentially, maybe get some interest from other clubs if we want to sell them. I'm looking at Berkey. I'm looking at Schultz. I'm looking at Marius Wolf. Wolf obviously went off with an injury, which sucks. Didn't see too much from him. Schultz, very mediocre. Berkey, yellow card penalty in the opening couple minutes. I mean, it is what it is. These players are being linked to the door. We've openly said that we're looking to sell both Schultz and Berkey, and performances like this are going to really hurt the attention, but it also really reiterate why they're not going to really have a future here. I mean, we know that. It was kind of frustrating watching them. Pasak, to me, is still technically a fringe player, but I know that we're not going to sell him. I thought he was bang average today. Pretty much everyone on the park was bang average, but there's an opportunity for them to really stake a claim, and they all failed. And I don't know exactly when or if the offers will come in. I think Marius Wolf's got a good opportunity to leave. I don't know what the market for Schultz or Berkey are, especially for Berkey, and he doesn't want to have to sit here and be a third-string keeper. So he's going to have to pick it up and hopefully find a move out there because they're not doing it for us. 4th takeaway, trying to actually take some positivity from analyzing these games, is like I said, the performances were pretty poor considering that a lot of the games are coming, and I don't even know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, there wasn't a performance where we sat down and were like, you know what, this is a positive thing we can take from this player, this player, this player, this player. The attack was dreadful. The midfield was non-existing. Dahoud was doing what he could do, and he could only do so much. I thought he was pretty average for the most part, but was the only one actually being able to create something because he was put in positions that he's not usually doing. So he had a decent game. Other than that, it's the 2 center backs. The 2 center backs, I think, have an opportunity to really push for that 4th center back role. Papadopoulos, I thought, had a strong game. Maloney, I'm starting to see some question marks about him. I thought he was strong from time to time. He had a couple poor back passes, lost a little concentration, some composure, a little too nonchalant for my liking, but he's still at an okay game. But Papadopoulos is the one real, I guess, positive light I can really shine on this match, because I think he does have a shot to really push up and see what he could do playing alongside an Akanji or a Hummels, because I think that potential is there. Keeps up the building on his game, but he was a real positive attitude for me today, and I hopefully get to see his nice luscious hair and beard continually moving on for Borussia Dortmund. And my fifth and final takeaway today is Brandt. Specifically Brandt, because you guys know I'm very harsh on Brandt. And the number one reason I'm harsh on Brandt is when I look at this squad, I think it lacks wingers. I think to bring in another winger on top of bringing in Malen, you're going to need to sell a big piece. Not your Wolf, not your Schultz, not your Berkey. Those are the players that we need to maybe bring in, like a Halstenberg or something like that. We need a little bit more money, and it's going to come from Delaney or Brandt, I think. Delaney is rumored to sign a new deal. Brandt is the most disposable player on this team because we have Royce and Gio in front of him, and this was an opportunity for him to shine. I've been critical on him before when he gets put out on the wings, left wing, right wing, or a center forward because it's not to his strengths. Well, guess what? We played in the 4-2-3-1/4-3-3 where he got to play as an 8 and play as a 10, and he was quiet. So I want to hear what you guys have to say, because a lot of you guys in the chat were very negative on Brandt, rightfully so. Some of you guys were defending him, saying, you're too harsh, give him a chance. I wasn't impressed with really anything he did today. I think this was supposed to be an opportunity for him to show that he is Dortmund material. He has a spot to play. He can maybe leapfrog and try to compete with Royce and Gio, and it was really a swing and a miss for me today. So I think that if we need to bring in a winger, which if I'm Marco Rosa and I'm looking at the formation you want to play and I'm looking at the players on the park today, I'm asking for a winger. I'm getting a pacey winger. I don't care if it's David Nunes, if it's Anthony, if it's someone else outside of the question who could potentially bring a little bit of that excitement on the wings. We need another winger, or otherwise we can't play these formations that Marco Rosa wants to play. And if we can't play our coach's favorite position and favorite formations coming into the season, that makes me worry. And I'm sorry, but Brandt is the most disposable. So I want to hear what you guys have to hear in the comments, because it is a touchy subject, it is a debate. A lot of love for Brandt one way, and a lot of hate for him the other. I definitely don't hate Brandt. I like Brandt. I think he's a good player. I just don't think he's quite done it for Dortmund. I think his time is quickly running out, especially if we need to sign a winger. So let's hear what you guys have to say in the comments on Brandt. Do you think he'll stay? Do you think he'll pick it up? Do you think he'll be a big asset to this team? Do you think he might be sold, or do you think he's going to rot on the bench? Because I think all three options are really up in the air right now. So those are my 5 takeaways from the day. To wrap it all up one last time, don't panic. It's a preseason match. Doesn't matter if we won or lost. The formation spoke for itself. It was experimental. And Athletic Bilbao came to play. They were aggressive. They won those kind of battles, and they had a comfortable 2-0 win. Didn't learn a lot from the attack. Learned a little bit from the defense and some question marks around some of these other players. Those are my big takeaways. Let me know what yours are. Especially let me know about what you guys think about Brandt. And we'll wrap it up there for today before hopefully talking about a potential Daniel Malen official announcement and signing. But I appreciate all the support, guys, on the watch along. Be sure to drop a like if you're just joining us here, and subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time.